Welcome, welcome. This is Pretty in Black. I am Halo Eating Gray. I wanted to just make a quick video about the Lil Nas X music video. I wanted to point out something, and maybe I haven't really heard anyone else point out. I just really want to get other people's opinions. What are your thoughts on this subject? Please hit the like button, subscribe, and definitely weigh in the comments about what I'm about to talk to you about. Okay, so let's get started. So if you don't know, Lil Nas X, he is a rapper. He's really popularly known for Old Town Road. And I think he's really talented. I think he's, really good at what he does and everything. But I can't say that I closely follow his career. So basically, I have a teenager and she came to me and said that, he had put out a video and it was called Call Me By Your Name. And I said, hold up. Like the movie about the young gay dude and the older gay man. And she was like, yeah, well, he came out I don't know how long ago. It was a long time ago. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that he was openly gay, but okay, do you, boo? So she showed me the video, and the first thing I noticed is that the video was really beautiful. It's very beautiful. It kind of reminded me of similar things I've seen from Andre 3000. I know he's not. In just kind of the sense that it was a mythical type vibe, I guess. So it kind of reminded me of that. I thought it looked beautiful. I really liked the song. Honestly, I was add that to the playlist. I mean, that's a catchy song. I know why this video is controversy for everyone. I think the main part is that he goes down a stripper pole into hell, and then he starts getting cozy with the devil and giving him a lap dance. And then he kills the devil and puts on his horns and puts on the devil's horns, and then his eyes glow. So I guess now he's the devil. I don't know. Now he's running hell or something. I don't know. I wonder if there's going to be a part 2 now. What happens next? I don't know. But a lot of people are upset from a religious standpoint. And honestly, I'm not an atheist, I believe in God, but I really wasn't bothered or particularly fazed. Stuff like this is oh well. You get to a point where you're man, maybe this person is going through something, or who knows? Because to me, I definitely think it was definitely a front to Christianity, right? It was definitely taking shots at Christianity. It was how bad can I be? But that people who are part of LGBTQ community and plus, they get told all the time that God thinks they're an abomination and they're going to hell. So, when they go, well, whatever, if I go down to hell, I guess I'll run it down there then. And that's what I felt like this video was. Obviously not being an atheist, obviously I'm not about to go doing those things myself or taking that stance myself, but it's it is what it is. I definitely believe that I have a purpose in this world, and I don't think that's what God put me here for. So I feel that God is going to get him where he needs him to be, or whatever, or not. It doesn't matter. He'll be okay, or he won't be. It is what it is. I don't know. I'm just not super sensitive to stuff like that. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not super sensitive to stuff like that. So I actually wanted to point out something else about this video that a little bit bothered me, was my first thought. So I want to say that what I'm about to talk about it's bigger than Lil Nas X. I don't think that in his mind this was something where he was let me be disrespectful to people or let me do this. I think it's something I'm just noticing in our culture, and I think I'm becoming more and more sensitive about it. And just kind of pondering on it. And that's why I really want to get other people's opinions. And did you notice this? And what did you think about it? So I guess the first thing I need to talk about before this is blackface in America. So blackface in America was and is basically non-black people wearing blackness almost like a costume. They would paint their skin darker, whatever, and then they would behave in kind of this caricature of black people based on like stereotypes, just whatever propaganda that they wanted to put out about black people, whether it was like, these stereotypes of us like eating fried chicken and watermelon, not being as smart, being violent, being lazy, different things like that. And because they were dressed, it was a non-black person dressing up like a black person, right? That non-black person, they're going to be fine with doing whatever, putting whatever stereotype out there, because at the end of the day, they can take that costume off and they don't have to deal with the effects of that. And black people are still dealing with like the stereotypes. You talk to people in other countries, oh, black people are violent, they're this, that, and the third. There's people in America who feel that way. And it's like, well, that's not how all black people are, but then that's how they're portrayed in movies and television and different things like that. So blackface, did kind of two things. It created this caricature of black people. They could just do whatever they wanted with this image and put out whatever message, because the person wearing the costume doesn't have to live with it. That was first off. Secondly, they didn't have to work with black people. They didn't have to employ black people. They wanted to stay separate from them. And this was a way to put a black character in their movie, their show, whatever, without actually having to employ a black person, without actually having to be around a black person. And this then resulted in, of course, black people being locked out of Hollywood, having trouble, getting jobs there. Now, in 2021, in modern day, I should say, not just 2021, you'll find that like black people in general, we're really sensitive to anything that's even reminiscent of blackface. Like, right? Like there was recently a viral clip of a Russian woman. I think she was Russian. I don't know. She was apparently on some sort of reality show, and there they get, prosthetic makeup and all this stuff to make themselves look like various entertainers was what I heard it was about. Anyway, so she had posted a TikTok. I don't know if it was her particularly or the people who did the makeup, but they had posted a TikTok of her coming up out of this makeup. And I mean, she starts it. She looks very much like a black woman. And then they start taking off the prosthetics and all that. And you see that she is a white woman. And people were like, this is blackface. What the hell? Right? Recently too, I think it was like in the last year or so, over in Korea, some Korean high schoolers like painted their skin darker and remade the coffin dance meme. And somebody, a popular black man in Korea, he called them out for blackface. It's debatable if those things are blackface, right? But typically, we look at that as being very reminiscent of blackface and therefore inappropriate. And it really doesn't matter. I know people love to say, well, they're in another country and it doesn't hold the same history. It's like, no, darker people are subjugated by lighter people the world over. My point is, with the history of blackface in this country, we're a little bit sensitive to it. So some things where it might be debatable whether or not it's blackface, we still look at it as being possibly blackface. Okay, so something I've been noticing and I've been becoming more sensitive to is how often people dress up like specifically black women. And they dress up and in this kind of like caricature of black women. Not, how Lil Nas X was dressed in here. I don't wear the colorful hair. I don't wear the long acrylic nails or whatever. But these things are absolutely associated with Black women. They are absolutely associated with Black women, and they put on these things that are this costume that is associated with us, and they behave in this stereotypical way. I mean, we can go all the way back. I remember when I was a kid watching Martin, he had Shanae, right? And Shanae had these long weave braids and these fake nails, and she was really inappropriate. She acted really uneducated and all of this stuff. Hypersexual, all these different kind of stereotypes that are to this day placed on Black women. I have this really unique name. It's similar to like more like a Spanish sounding name, and people always think I'm some other race or ethnicity than Black. I'm just a Black person anyway. So I don't really get that like, oh, it's ghetto. But when I meet non-Black people, right, I get the, Shanae, Laquisha, this type of thing. And it's like, no. What we're not going to do is make fun of my name. That's what we're not going to do. Okay. Or when people talk to you out of, what they call like a microaggression, they'll say, yeah, girlfriend, you better get it. And I'm like, when do I speak like that? When do I talk like that? Like, when do you see me speaking like that? Or being just called sassy? Like, just as a Black person, as a Black woman, just being called sassy, it's like, but I'm just being normal. But it's like something about having brown skin makes you think that somehow there's some attitude behind what I'm saying, and there's not. And I know people want to debate this. I do not care about what you want to say in terms of whether or not it is sassy. That is not my point. My point is, people walk into situations and see a woman with black, brown, dark brown skin, whatever, a Black woman, and they automatically put certain stereotypes on us. And these are the same ways that these Black men are then going into movies and shows and stuff and dressing up as, right? And this isn't so much about the gender war. I don't care about, like, that's not what it's about. It's not about, let's dog Black men, like, whatever. That's a video for another day. That's not what we're talking about. I'm just saying, I'm starting to see that it is a very prevalent thing, and it's something that I really didn't think about. But when I look back over the years, you have so many instances of Black men dressing up like Black women and behaving in a caricature of Black women, right? And it's the same damn thing, because at the end of the day, they walk off that set, they take off that costume, and they don't have to deal with those stereotypes, right? They don't have to be seen as the welfare queen. They don't have to be seen as having an attitude or being hypersexual or wearing too much weave or having long, ridiculous fake nails or colorful hair or too much makeup on. They don't have to deal with that. They are men at the end of the day. And sometimes it's not even just Black men, it's just non-Black people, right? Like, it doesn't matter. So I'm saying that this to me does feel like a version of Blackface, but it's specific to Black women. And I know that people will want to point out that, like, sometimes Black women dress up like Black men, and it's no different than white people say, well, Marlon Wayans and Shawn Wayans did white chicks. Like, I mean, it's the same argument, like, whatever. It doesn't happen as much, and it doesn't have the same effect. That's point blank, period. In looking at this video, I was not offended by the video. I, don't care if he wants to twerk on the devil or twerk on Jesus. Like, I mean, it is what it is, dude. Like, whatever. I don't know if that's kind of him going through something, because it seemed to me like a big middle finger to Christians. And of course, we know he took it even further with them shoes that he put out. But, before I get into the shoes, I do want to say more about that. But the thought that, popped in my mind afterwards is just kind of, I'm I'm just kind of tired of seeing men dress up like women, black men dress up like black women, non-black women dress up like black women, because we even have white men. There was a whole, that movie, what was it called, Laquisha or whatever, where the guy is a white guy, he's pretending to be a black woman giving relationship advice, and everybody was like, dude, why would you even do this? This is horrible. It's just getting tiring. I'd much rather you employ black women. Quick, I wanted to break in from editing right now. I wanted to be clear that when I say black women, I am talking about not just black women, but also black trans women. Because black trans women, black women, we're living our lives as black women, and we are going to be affected by the stereotypes that are put out about us. However, when you have people who are not black women, they're not living that way. So they can take that costume off when they walk off that set, and now those stereotypes won't be applied to them. So I just wanted to be clear. I'm not just talking about solely black women, and I really don't care if you have some issue with trans women. We don't need the transphobia over here. Okay, let's get back to the commentary. And you got to think about that too when you have, Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, Martin Lawrence, who else? Really anybody else, right? Dressing up like black women. When you think about how black people in general have been, kind of blocked out of Hollywood. And that's been a well-known, well-documented fact, that you had black actors play, writers, directors, whatever, being kind of blocked out of Hollywood, having trouble finding work and different things like that. So then you go and you make a movie as a black man, you're doing a movie and you have an opportunity to employ black women and black people, and instead you'd rather put on a dress and pretend to be a woman. And typically 9 times out of 10, the reason why you don't want to actually get a black woman to play that role is because the role is disrespectful to black women. It shows black women as being just inappropriate, just, loud, just extra for no reason, just whatever. All these negative stereotypes that are placed on black women, and you don't want, an actual black woman might not want to take it that far, though in some cases they do. But it's just, it's just one of those things. So I don't know if what we would want to call that. I mean, would it be blackface? Is it just blackface? Because it's not just about race. It's also about gender. So I don't know. I would just love to hear everybody's thoughts on that. So go ahead, get in the comments, discuss it. It's just a thought, So I'm open to hearing how people, what people think about it. As long as you're respectful and stay within community guidelines, I'm all good with discussion. Now, the next thing was these shoes. I did want to talk about the shoes that he made. So Lil Nas X also put out a pair of shoes that he made with this company, whose name just basically looks like mischief. Basically, it's like MSCHF, I think is their name. Something like that. So it just kind of looks like mischief to me. Anyways, so these shoes have a red sole. I'll put a picture up, but they have a red sole. They are black with a red sole. They have a pentagram on them, and supposedly there is a drop of human blood in all of the shoes as well, which is just and some stuff to me can be so over the top. It's just okay, whatever, dude. And anyway, so there's 666 pairs of these shoes that he put out. So it's limited edition, whatever. People are upset about this. Look, once again, if he wants to do a middle finger to Christianity, you know what, whatever. I'm the type of person that, I do think that God is all powerful. So I just feel like, whatever, he could take it up with God. Like, I don't, it is what it is. I'm not going to stress myself. The thing that does bother me about this is that these shoes have a Nike symbol on them. They have the little swoosh that we know as being a trademark of Nike. Though Nike has nothing to do with these shoes. These are not Nikes. And to me, that is so damn disrespectful, because I know Nike is a big brand or whatever, and they make billions of dollars and all of this. But at the end of the day, they're still a company that has a registered trademark that they've worked really hard to build up and, get the level of popularity and success that they have. And so to me, it's very annoying and unethical for somebody to come in and just kind of shit on that. And that really does bother me. It's like, why are you coming in here and just, it's not fair to Nike. It's not fair because they're a brand for you to just kind of screw over their whole trademark by trying to use it and associate it with something that they haven't approved. And it's not fair to the customers who, imagine if you get one of these pairs of shoes, they're Nikes and they're not. And so basically having a Nike symbol on a pair of shoes that Nike has nothing to do with, in essence, you're wearing a counterfeit shoe. And that just seems shitty to do to people. So anyways, Nike suing the company Mischief or whatever because they used their trademark. And I definitely think that that's the right way to go about it. And like I said, look, dude wants to give a middle finger to religion or Christianity, whatever. I did think it was funny that he tweeted something about how it was a pandemic, but people was focusing so much attention on him and all he does is tweet all day. And I was like, dude, let's not be disingenuous. You don't do all this for no attention. Stop playing. It's cool. But yeah, let me know what you think about the lawsuit too. Honestly, I don't care however you feel about the shoes, that's fine too. I'm not triggered by religious stuff, so it is what it is. But hopefully, I don't know, whatever he's going through, I hope it works out. But I do like this song. I'm not gonna lie. This Call Me By Your Name, this song hot, so it's gonna be on my playlist. Yeah, so whatever. I'm not for cancel culture because I feel like it's the mentality that needs to be addressed. So I don't really care about a person being canceled or not. I'm not going to partake in that. I'm not going to encourage people to cancel people. Support who you want to support. Put your money where you want it to be. I'm not for cancel culture though, because it doesn't matter if you cancel that person. If the mindset is still there, that's still a person walking around with that mindset. And the mindset is the problem. It not whether or not they have a successful career, just my opinion. So anyways, like I said, like, share, subscribe, and what's next?